So today's video is about whether or not we think that Kuala Lumpur is a family-friendly destination.
First thing we want to talk about is the apartment that we stayed in. We stayed at the Robertson in Bukit Bintang and we booked it on Airbnb. It was fabulous. We were really happy. This is our Airbnb that we stayed in at the Robertson in Bukit Bintang in Kuala Lumpur. We stayed here for 2 weeks, so I'm going to give you the full tour. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, full kitchen apartment, and come and see what it looks like. So when you first walk in, there is this cupboard here where we kept all of our shoes. We also kept all of our pool stuff that we got at Mr. DIY for the pool dancers because there is a pool in the building. So moving on from there, there is a full-length mirror here for if you are getting ready to go. Into here, we have got the table. There was a 4-top table. We did a lot of grab, a lot of takeout. We ate breakfast and stuff here, so we got a lot of use out of that. And then moving right along, we have got the living room. There is a really comfy couch with a footstool, or however you call it, extender. There was a really nice view of the city, so we like sitting here. The kids would watch TV or play games or colored stuff. It was really nice, like floor-to-ceiling windows. There was a smart TV there that we could hook up to Netflix or YouTube and all that stuff. So this was a really nice area. We used this a lot. We stayed here for 2 weeks, so we traveled really slow. We felt kind of very much at home, so it was really nice. Moving out of the living room, we're moving into the kitchen. This is kind of a galley style kitchen. It came with glasses, wine glasses, cups, plates, chopsticks, forks, spoons, all of that stuff, all of the cutlery, all the plates we needed, plus some pots, rice cooker, stuff like that, and a full fridge. We did go and get groceries a couple times. The kids often would get up and have cereal, yogurt, fruit, bananas. We'd heat up leftovers, make eggs, that kind of stuff, toast, the whole business. So it was really nice to have this kitchen here, so we weren't going out all the time. We could kind of relax in the morning. Lots of cupboard space, tons of cupboard space on both sides. It also had a washing machine, which was key. We are traveling by just carry-on. We were here for 2 weeks, so I did do laundry a lot. It's just a washing machine. And moving on down the hallway here, we have got the first bathroom. So this is the one that the kids used a lot, and also where I used the dry rack in here. This is kind of the dryer bathroom. Had a full walk-in shower and toilet, sink, mirror, all that stuff. So it was a full bathroom. That was really nice. And going just beyond here, we are into the kids' bedroom. There was a double bed with a window by the bed, which was really nice. This part of the wall was taken up by the big cupboards. There was tons of storage space, which was really nice. Big comfy bed. They both slept in here. They really liked it. They did fight over who got to lay by the window, but that was it. They took turns. Little end table for them to put all their toys and stuff and all their drawings. They did a lot of drawing while they were here. Leaving this area, going past the kitchen again, past the living room, we are into the master kind of ensuite. So first coming in, there is this whole wall here is storage. We didn't have to look at our suitcases. Once we unloaded them into the drawers, there was a ton of space for anything that we would have brought with us. This one has the ensuite bathroom. It's a little bit bigger than the other bathroom, a bit more space, but pretty much the same kind of feel, much bigger sink and stuff like that. But it was awesome to have the ensuite, great to have 2 bathrooms when you have 4 people, and the master bedroom. This one was awesome. We loved it. There is the floor-to-ceiling windows. There's the big king bed. There was a flat screen TV and even a little desk working area. I did publish 2 videos while I was here, and I did a lot of filming, so I did a lot of file management and stuff there, so every evening I could sit down and do a little bit of work, and I really enjoyed it. We loved having the view. It was so nice. The kids would go to bed, we'd come in here, watch TV, look outside the window. It was so nice. All of the rooms have an air conditioner, so there's one in the living room and each of the bedrooms. So that was really convenient. And that was it for the actual apartment. Now outside to the amenities. On the 6th floor, there was a pool, and we went there pretty much every single day. Martin learned to swim while he was here. He was practicing every single day, so that was such a joy. It was so nice. One of the must-haves for an apartment here in KL was one of the pools. It's an infinity pool. We really, really loved it. If you go upstairs, you can see there's a little area from the rooftop. It's up on the 43rd floor. You can sit there, have a look over to the city. We didn't really go up there very much, just a couple times to check it out, but with the kids, we like just hanging out in the apartment. Downstairs there was a great lobby. Grabs came really easily. There is a restaurant, a little grocery store, and another little grocery store, and a 7-Eleven, all attached to the building, which was fantastic. We utilized all of these. The restaurant downstairs, the Indian food restaurant, was phenomenal. We ordered takeout, pickup on Grab quite a few nights. We absolutely loved it. It was super cheap. It's always full, and it was always delicious. There's a little coffee shop on the corner. You can also get coffee at the Just Fruits Cafe. Yeah, it was really central to a lot of things. It was really close to a lot of malls. It was really close to Metro, although we didn't take Metro because it was just cheaper for us to take the Grab. So we're really happy with where we stayed at the Robertson. We booked it on Airbnb. You can find bookings on booking.com, Agoda, Airbnb. It's basically a big apartment building. People rent them out. They're available to buy. But we were super, super happy with our stay here at the Robertson. I think that we paid a little bit more because of the season, and we stayed over Christmas.
Jenny said we were there at peak and we didn't get the monthly discount. It probably would have been around the same price or cheaper if we had stayed for the same month. So if you have that kind of time, definitely look at the difference that the discount makes for staying for that long. And they were, going for about $1,000 a month, which is pretty good. The second reason why Kuala Lumpur is a family-friendly destination is that there's no shortage of choice when it comes to food.
Malaysia has a great mix of Indian, Malay, and Chinese food. And there's also a lot of foreign restaurants available as well. We got tapas, we got, Western food, but when we had Chinese or Indian food, it was all really affordable and really, really delicious. There was a noodle shop that we went to over and over again. We ordered Indian food, takeout a lot. We went to Jalan Alur Food Street, but we had such a great time eating. Now our kids live in Korea, and a lot of the food can be kind of spicy here. And so I was a bit worried that they wouldn't eat things, but we were really pleasantly surprised that when we went out places, the kids generally would eat at least something at each restaurant, and you could get things that weren't spicy.
Yeah, there's I would say it's easier to feed children in Malaysia than Korea by far. Even though Korea has loads of Western options and things too, but if you're looking at local dishes, local Malaysian cuisine, local Malaysian Chinese, and local Malaysian Indian, all have something that the kids can eat, like the roti canai stuff. The kids love that. Mm-hmm. Dipping the bread in the curries and eating it. Mm-hmm. They really like the chicken rice. Yeah, the brown noodles with the pork meat, whatever. What was that called again? Yeah, we'll look it up. But the stuff like we got from Tony's Noodles, the kids love that stuff. Mm-hmm. Lots of local food for the kids to eat. There's also loads of good Western options too. So if your kids were picky eaters and you don't think they'd eat food they're not used to, there's no shortage of Western restaurants. There's like Chili's and all the fast food places are there, and Western style restaurants as well. So there's no trouble to find food for anybody to eat. Perfect. That kind of relates into another thing in this category is it's a tropical country, so they can grow lots of delicious fruit, and whenever you go to the grocery store, it's pretty cheap to load up on lots of different styles of fruit that the kids would like, or you can go to markets and get them cheaper. But we ate dragon fruit and bananas and apples and all that stuff pretty cheaply, and every kid I think likes fruit. So
that's one thing here in Canada as well. It's so expensive to get fresh fruit. So this next thing was a huge thing when we were planning to go to Kuala Lumpur. If you are looking into it, you'll notice that there are a lot of kid-friendly activities in the city. We went to a theme park and a mall that was close to us. We went to a bounce park. It was funny, when we went to the bounce park, we had to go at a certain time, so we couldn't go in for, I think it was 75 minutes. There was a bounce house on the same floor of the mall, just down there. So we took the kids to the bounce house, and they jumped around on those like big blow up things for an hour, and then we took them over to like the activity park that was in the same mall, and they were both so affordable. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I feel like we were really spoiled with the amount of choices we had of things to do. I don't know if I just don't pay enough attention, but it doesn't feel like other major cities I've been in have those kind of amenities. Now, maybe it's because I was going there as a tourist with kids for a longer period of time, so I came across those, or maybe it's because of the awesome YouTube comments we got when we first got there. We had loads of suggestions of things to do, and we didn't have enough time to do it all. So we could stay for probably 3 months, and maybe then we'd be able to hit most of what Kuala Lumpur has to offer, but you'd never do it all, I don't think. It was a great place for the kids in terms of just getting out and doing things, and you never have to be bored. You can say, what are we going to do this afternoon? You can look it up on a whim and be like, oh, there's these 10 choices I have.
It was a really good mix of different types of activities you could do as well. It's like some were very kid-centered, which the kids, like, they absolutely love that. If you're going to take them to, like, a bounce castle house, like, they love it.
Yeah.
But it was also, because we're visiting a new country, we want to go and see, experience some of the culture and learn history and stuff like that. So when we took them to, like, Batu Caves and a temple, Chinsui Caves Temple, up in Genting Highlands, and there was a couple other kind of more cultural things that we did, and the kids really enjoyed them. And they were like, it felt very family friendly, I think is what I'm trying to say, is like you can get a nice mix of, sprinkling in those really kid-centered activities with, things that we enjoyed and also are educational and kind of broadening their experiences.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like when we went to Japan and we went to Osaka Castle. Like Martin was into it more than anybody, even though it's a museum technically, but it's, interesting and neat looking for him, and he can use his imagination, learn about samurais. Like, it felt the same way at these places. Like, it was at such a scale that anyone is impressed by it, and they have lots of questions that they get to have answered, and it's a cool experience for them.
The transportation was really affordable in Kuala Lumpur. We said in the beginning, in our first impressions video, that we would use the subway. We never actually did. There's 4 of us, and having the subway fare for 4 people, we felt that it was always just more affordable for us to take a Grab and a lot easier. So we ended up taking Grabs different places, and even like when we're walking in the heat with the kids, like if Dominic and I were walking on our own, we probably would have walked a lot further, but it was really nice to be able to really quickly and easily and super affordably take a Grab anywhere we needed to go, because if we were walking more than 5 to 10 minutes, it was a real struggle for especially Jeannie. She doesn't do well in the heat, and the Grabs were so affordable. And especially where we were, I think the most we paid for a Grab was like $30, and that was to get us like outside of the city to Genting Highlands. And so everything inside the city was usually under $5 Canadian. And, it was really great to be able to just so easily get a Grab.
I think the only way I would use public transportation, even though from all accounts it's clean and good from what I've heard, if my Airbnb had to be like literally outside of a station and I was going exactly where the station stops, then I'd consider using it. But otherwise, the Grab is so convenient that I would probably just, any other situation, I'd just get a Grab.
Yeah, and the Grab is great because it's a fixed price. Before you even get in the car, you know how much it's going to cost. It's hooked up to your card. You don't exchange any money. You just get in, the driver takes you there, and then they drop you off. And I really like that. We've been places where people kind of negotiate, and then you go negotiate before you get in, and then they're like renegotiating on the way to the place, and they're like, I don't like that, I don't like to do that.
The last thing about the Grab is that, I think we mentioned this in another video, but anywhere you go has designated Grab pickups almost. So it'll tell you exactly where you need to go. Sometimes there's signage, especially if you're at a place like a mall. They'll say, Grab pickups are at this location, so you order your Grab on the app, you tell them where you're at, and then you go to that designated pickup. You don't need to worry about like walking around looking for your Grab and where it is and stuff. It's super convenient.
So this kind of brings us into our next point, which is a bit of a con about why it would not be a super family-friendly place. And that is that the sidewalks could be a little bit inadequate at times. So we didn't walk very far, but we walked in and around our apartment a little bit, and navigating the streets with kids was a little bit of a challenge, especially if you had a stroller or a wheelchair or something. It would be, I wouldn't go around in a stroller. No. We did walk around with Jeannie a little bit, but we can just pick her up and go. If you are walking around with kids and your kids are stroller age, if you do like baby wear, I would use a carrier if I was going somewhere. And again, with the heat and the carriers, it just, sometimes it's better even if you feel it's a short grab, just grab a short grab.
And with the carrier, what I've found in a lot of places is that the Sidewalks had something there that was taken out, but it was taken out a little bit roughly, so there's like lips of bolts or pipes from a sign that are left there. So there are a lot of tripping hazards on some of the Sidewalks we noticed. So if you have a baby in a carrier and you trip, that would be bad, obviously. So that's something to keep in mind. And some places the sidewalk just like disappears. Or they put in a bus stop that takes up the whole sidewalk or something, or electrical boxes, and there's literally nowhere to walk but to get on the road. Yeah. And Kuala Lumpur has quite a bit of traffic, so it's a bit dicey at times with the little Jeannie being only 4 years old. You can't depend that there's going to be big, broad sidewalks all over the place.
And like stretches are fine. But it's all of those little times in between with your kids. That's like if Dominic and I were walking around, I feel like we would have walked a lot more, but it's just the fact that with kids wasn't really the easiest place to get around. One thing that was excellent about going into Kuala Lumpur is that we didn't have to worry about the language barrier so much. It's an extremely English-friendly place. Many, many people speak a lot of languages, one of them being English most of the time. As an international visitor, it was easy to get around. It was, even down to like at the mall when you're asking for like, something different on whatever food you're ordering. People could very quickly just switch into English and help you out. And all of the signage is in English, and the radio is in English. So that was really convenient, especially when you're visiting somewhere so different from your home. It's really nice to be able to experience it all, in English.
I would say that if you're nervous about going to Malaysia because of a language barrier, that is totally unfounded. You need not worry at all because everybody can speak some level of English, many fluently. We never had one communication problem the whole time we were in Malaysia. Super smooth.
The weather. This is kind of a mix.
Pro and a con. Depends on you.
Yeah, we'll just be super honest. So with kids, the heat can be a huge problem with our kids. They get really overheated really quickly, and it was quite humid a lot of times in Kuala Lumpur, but it was rainy season, so there was a lot of times where it was kind of overcast and it didn't feel too oppressive. So that was kind of nice. But because it was rainy season, it rained on and off pretty much every single day. Most people carry an umbrella with them. For some reason, we are not those people. I would at the very least pick up one of those ponchos that they have for sale like at all the convenience stores and carry that with you if you don't want to be carrying, because it's like kind of like you're juggling your kids and all of the things. Those ponchos would be great, especially if you're going to go visit Genting Highlands, because we did need ponchos, and then when we bought them, they were the most expensive things that we bought in all of Kuala Lumpur, and they were basically garbage bags for about $15 Canadian each. So they really got us there. It was really fun because we were staying there for so long. We did spend a lot of time in our Airbnb. We could watch like the weather change, and we really enjoyed watching like the thunder and lightning from up in the hotel we were staying in. So I guess it's really up to you on what type of weather you like.
You can expect it to be hot and humid every day, and apparently we were there in the cooler season, so it would get even hotter other days. While we were there, it floated between, like, the nighttime lows were around 26, 27, and then the daytime highs would get up as high as, like, 34 maybe. So nothing crazy, but with the humidity, it's quite tough on the kids especially. But the rain comes and goes pretty quick, so if you're not good with heat, probably not the best place for you. But if you like hot weather, like lots of people do, then, boy, you're going to get it.
We found that like a lot of the Airbnbs and hotels that we were looking at in Kuala Lumpur, they all have infinity pools.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. We like being able to go out and visit the city and then be able to bring the kids back, and they went in the pool every single day. They loved it.
The people in Malaysia are the perfect amount of nice, in my opinion. They are friendly, respectful, helpful. They're not treating you like with baby gloves though either. So they're happy to help you out. You like talking to the cab drivers felt like you're just talking to someone you know. It wasn't like they were putting on a show for you or anything, or trying to sweet talk you or nothing like that. Everyone was just pretty square and good, and the helpers at the park and stuff. Like in Japan, they're over the top nice, like bowing and like waving and putting on an act
at Universal Studios,
which is what they're supposed to do for that job. I know, and the kids probably loved it, but for me it was like, I don't know, is this a bit much? But in Malaysia, like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah,
like, all right, thanks.
They're cool.
Yeah.
People are cool there. They listen to cool music. They're chill about things. Everybody we met just seemed like a cool person. So that was, it was really nice. So this is our final video in our Malaysia series. We have been back in Korea for, oh my god, a few weeks now, a month. But
over a month, yeah.
Yeah. But we just want to thank everybody who joined in with us and was watching and giving us suggestions, and that was really, really helpful, and we really, really enjoyed Malaysia. But we also, I guess we should wrap up about whether it is kid-friendly or not, in our opinion. In your opinion. How do you feel?
100% it is a family-friendly destination. Whether you want to go for the weekend or you want to go for a month, you can have a jam-packed weekend full of awesome activities. You could stay for a month and take your time and still not do everything that there is. And in terms of everything, in terms of affordability, food, people, things to do, knocks it out of the park in almost every area. I would highly recommend it to anybody who I know, and I plan to go back.
So I hope that this was helpful. I know that we recently learned, about Kuala Lumpur as a vacation destination. So we're hoping that maybe this information will help you if you're trying to plan your family trips. But yeah, you should definitely put Kuala Lumpur on your radar if you haven't. And if you are from Malaysia, we want to say that we really enjoyed staying in your country. Thank you for being so awesome. And we'll definitely be back.
Yep.
All right.